Hello, so what's up? I want to tell you guys more about the data centers and about AI and how we're going to be left with no water. Now, let me explain and how it has to do with AI and the end times. So, first, I'm going to read two scripture verses. So, we have Revelations and we have Jeremiah. So, Revelation 16:12, it states, "The sixth angel pours his bowl on the great river Euphrates, and its water dries up to prepare the way for its kings from the east." Then Jeremiah states, 50:38, "A drought comes on Babylon's water, and they will be divided up." And I wanted to say these two verses. There's many more about this, but these two caught my eye about how they're placing AI data centers across the whole globe. Basically now, they have some in China, in the oceans, and they have other places that they're putting them in, and around lakes. And how it's going to be a desert, and how it's going to be dried up land if we don't take action now towards what they're doing with these data centers, and how they're placing them in the ocean for cooling and power system because of how hot they're getting. And one areas that they put them in is freshwater areas are around massive freshwater sources like Great Lakes on land based data centers, and the evaporative cooling systems areas, such as instead of being inside lakes or oceans, these facilities draw or spray fresh water through rooftop towers to get rid of extreme heat generated by AI workloads. So basically, they're putting them around all kinds of lakes, so if they get too hot, they can just spray them down. So think of like a Mac computer, right? And when you're on your Mac computer or even on your phone for so long, and how it gets so hot, that's what these data centers are doing. Everybody's using data, these AI systems, ChatGPT, AI, and all things like that, AI related, and a whole globe people are using it. So what's happening? It's getting too hot and it's gonna explode. But they're putting them in the ocean and around the lakes so they basically don't catch on fire. And how they're using our water through the ocean and the lakes because of how much people are using of the AI. And that just says something how I saw a video on TikTok how the water was still going down. I'll put in the next slide after this, of how much people are using AI and how dangerous it is for all of us to be using. And we're going to be having no water left, and how we're going to have just land, and we're not going to have any ocean, or we're not going to have any lakes if more people continuously to use the AI. And how these biblical events are going to lead up to the AI fall, and how we're going to have no water from the ocean and lakes because of AI, and we're just going to have dried up rivers, dried up ocean, dried up whatever it may be, lakes, whatever it may be. And how AI is going to be our downfall from water in the ocean and lakes, period. And I just want to say how we're going to have tons of dried up land in the coming future, and we're going to have tons of oceans that are just going to go down and down and down. I know obviously lakes, though, after whatever point it is, say for example oceans like this, for example, at the surface, but in the coming future it's going to go down and down and down on the surface. It's going to keep on going down. Obviously a lake is like so deep and whatever, and tall and whatever you call it, a width or whatever you call it, but I think it's just going to go down, down, down because of how much AI is using. And how I think these data centers are evil to do, to be using our lakes and our waters, something that we love to go in the summer and enjoy, and everybody loves our lakes, everybody loves our oceans to go in the summer, and just having just a bunch of bodies of water around us, which is good, healthy for all of us, and it's what we need, and especially in times of heat. And that's another thing. Sorry, car. And that's another thing. In the time, in about like 5-6 years, I think if we don't have enough water for our lakes or oceans, we're going to be in danger. Because look at all these wildfires, right? We're going to be needing the water for these fires and for the firefighters. And also in the coming heat. Do you remember how hot it is lately? We have had in Canada and USA and all across the globe, we have having heat strokes of just the sun and how it is in the weather in the summer and how extreme it's gotten. And if we don't have ocean, if we don't have lake, and we've just a dried up land, what are we gonna do, right? We have the fires, we have the dried up land, and we have extreme heat. What are we gonna do? It's gonna be the Exodus of the Bible again. We're gonna have nothing, and we're gonna be exhausted, and we're gonna be hot, and we're gonna be screwed. And basically, we're already getting to the point where these presidents aren't doing anything, and this should be a main priority for us because of how leading down the road it's going to affect us all, and how the water of ocean and lakes should be off limits towards these AI data centers, and period, nobody should be using this AI anymore. And you had your fun with it, you discovered what it's about. Now it's time to get serious and delete the app of ChatGPT and anything AI off your phone. I have used it, I'm guilty, I've explored it, but now I realize what it's doing to our earth, and I've stopped, and I have put my hands off of it, and I've stopped using it, and I realize what it's doing to our world, and more people need to know about this, and I'll show you the next clip. Peace.
This is our cold water pressure in the kitchen. This is where I fill up water for storage. Those are the things we have to fill up to flush the toilets.
So you can see the sediment from the data center. Wow, and that's just from the water coming out of your faucet.
Yeah. And this is what's in all the pipes. It's overwhelming.
Facilities like this are being used to power things like ChatGPT and other AI tools that are becoming integrated into our daily life.
Data centers can be a very hot item.
This entire supercomputer is built to power rocks.
We see data centers as the most exciting asset class.
Meta is building a 2 gigawatt plus data center that is so large it would cover a significant part of Manhattan.
But data centers come with big costs, from light and noise pollution to the environmental impacts, to the potential rising costs of energy bills. These facilities put extraordinary demand on the power grid and require entirely new infrastructure.